Hello, my name is Swapnik Alahari, and today I'm going to be reviewing impulse and impulse momentum theorem. So it's important to know what collisions are, and a collision is basically a short duration crossing or impact between two objects or more. And the force during this time is called the impulsive force, which can be calculated by multiplying the average force times time. This is usually called impulse. Now, the force needed to stop an object is called momentum, and that value is equal to mass times velocity. Oftentimes, momentum and impulse are used interchangeably because impulse can also be defined as the change in momentum. The impulse-momentum theorem derives from these two concepts. So here we have diagrams of graphs that show force versus time, and the area under a force versus time graph is equal to impulse, as can be seen on both graphs. However, many times on the AP exam, you will see questions that ask, where does the contact between two objects begin, when does it end? And on the graph on the right, you can see exactly how you can pinpoint that location, and impulse will start exactly when contact begins. So that's one of the easiest ways to pinpoint when impulse starts and impulse ends, and when the collision starts and ends. So, as we've already established, impulse is equal to force times change in time, and momentum is equal to mass times change in velocity. Now, impulse can also be defined as the change in momentum, and momentum can be defined as an object's resistance to stopping. So, to derive the impulse-momentum theorem, you want to start out by using Newton's second law, which is F equals ma, and the derivation of acceleration, which is change in velocity over change in time. Now, we can plug in change in velocity over change in time so that you get F equals m times change in velocity over change in time. And then multiplying it out, you get F times change over time equals m times change in velocity. And this is your impulse-momentum theorem. So here's the final equation that you will oftentimes need on the AP exam. Just remember that force times change in time equals mass times change in velocity. On the AP exam, you might encounter questions that ask you to solve for one of these variables given the other variables, and they might be formatted in the form of word problems, and oftentimes you see impulse and momentum questions on the AP exam, particularly focusing on angular momentum and torque.